How are you guys today?
Good. How are you?
Very good. How you doing?
Good. Just want to excuse my voice. I've been under the weather a little bit, so.
Yeah, I thought you were a jazz singer. I was like, oh, I'm a jazz singer. This is so raspy. Sorry about my voice. I'm just super cool human being.
I heard that's in now, so I don't know.
Sorry, I'm so cool. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Congratulations on season 3 of Servant. I was on the edge of my seat after every scene. Rupert, what can we expect from your character in this season?
Yeah, I mean, he feels like a very different person now. I mean, definitely from where we last see him in season 2, where he kind of everything comes down to this kind of crescendo where he ODs. He just completely overuses and it's this kind of explosive downfall. This time we see him, he's sober and he's really kind of making a conscious effort to be a better person and kind of face the guilt that he's been holding on to since the incident and kind of make some progress, I think. But for me, it was really difficult kind of working out who he was without drink and all these kind of vices, because for me, that's just such a fundamental part of his character. And it took me a while to kind of work out who he was beyond that. And it was a fun challenge.
Yeah, he definitely has some great scenes in this season. He's always like up to something, I feel. Toby, how was working with M. Night and the rest of the cast again?
It's so good. It's something I look forward to so much, and going back to Philly and, even though it's perpetually cold or, sweltering heat, it's a great place to be. So yeah, going back and being with this family, it's so nice to be a tight unit, it's usually a much bigger cast. But even everybody that comes in, Boris, who plays Uncle George, and everybody that comes in is just so nice to get to act with and really play with. That's the deal. But yes, it's great fun. Great fun.
Rupert, there's some supernatural suspense in this series. Everyone knows your work from Harry Potter. What's it like being in this series compared to your previous roles?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a very different world. But I mean, I guess you could say and that's what I love about the show. It always kind of treads very carefully between the lines. One moment you think something could be supernatural, it's easily kind of explained, kind of rationally. So it never quite commits to that, but it's still, you never really know where you are. Right? I really love that. I mean, even now I don't know where we're going. I don't know what is in store for these characters. I don't know how. I can't even really predict how this is all going to end. So it's going to be fascinating, to find that out.
Toby, were there any memorable moments you can talk about while filming?
Yeah, season 3 was it was a tricky transition for me because I liked being skeptical. I liked Sean and how skeptical he was, and trying to figure out this conundrum of the wife. And I think that transition into playing someone who believes in it and, is trying to nurture Nell's character, Leanne, and make sure she's okay so that this doesn't all go wrong. And then all the injuries and things and pieces that happen. But, the finale that obviously we can't talk about was excellent to film because it was excellent. But one of my very favorites was filming the scene through the door with Dorothy. That was the previous season, so that's where we left off. So it kind of didn't really get picked on, but it does pick up in season 3. So yeah,
I did really enjoy all of your scenes in the kitchen, and you doing your thing there. So Rupert, what do you want people to know when watching this series?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows anything. That's kind of the beauty of it, is the not knowing. I think that's something I've really embraced in making the show. Kind of just go with the flow, see where you go. That rhymes. I don't know.
You got him rhyming. I knew you were a jazz singer.
I know, yeah, it's really
Well, congratulations on season 3 and season 4, and also congrats on your Harry Potter reunion. Can't wait for it, and hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, guys.
Thank you.
Hi guys, how are you guys doing today?
Hey,
good. How are you,
Stephanie?
Good. Just want to excuse my voice. It's winter over here, so it's winter everywhere, but I'm in New York.
No, you sound great.
Thank you. Well, Servant is an incredible thriller. I really enjoyed both of your characters in this series. Nell, can you talk a little bit about your character for those who don't know?
Yeah, I play Leanne. She is the strange, wistful antagonist of the Turner household. She comes in to take care of this baby that is not really a baby, but is a doll, and it kind of goes from there. And it's the big question is, who is this girl and what is she doing? Which runs in parallel with the other big question of the show, which is, will Dorothy ever know the truth? And yeah, she's this girl from Wisconsin who has a strange ethereal quality about her, and she wears a lot of cool shoes, and she is here to mess things up a little bit, to get things a little crazy. I'm sorry, my brain's. I'm sorry.
I did like some of her outfits in this season. I'm not gonna
Some of
lie.
them are really great. Season 3, she gets some cool digs, some workout clothes too, which is good fun.
Workout clothes, some overalls, like all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Lauren, what do you want people to know about Dorothy?
Oh gosh, well, Dorothy's been a really incredible character to play and to try to make this person, this real person who's, suffering so deeply, but she can't even look at it. She can't even face the reality of this trauma that this baby is lost. And this season, her life is basically built on all of these lies that the boys continuously spin around her so she won't sort of wake up and face this reality. And in this season that we just made, that everyone's about to see, things just deteriorate further because of these lies and because of the fact that they can't face their grief, and she can't face her grief. Yeah, and there's pretty great scenes that Nell and I got to do together, where it becomes a power struggle over the love for this child, this baby. Yeah.
You definitely see a different side to your character in this season. I definitely noticed that. Nell, how was working with M. Night, Rupert Grint, and the rest of the cast again?
It's the best. It's the best. It's like coming home. I mean, we've been working together for 3 years now, and it's so exciting to see from, where the boys started when I met Rupert and Toby, and to how they are to me now. And, Rupert has his beautiful baby, and Toby has his beautiful wife and his beautiful baby. And we get to hang out all together, and me, Lauren, Rupert, and Toby and his wife, and Georgia, who's Rupert's girlfriend. They're just amazing people, and I miss them when I'm not with them, and I'm very happy to see them when I do. And me and Toby do send each other the occasional meme. I think mine are funnier, but he puts more thought into his. And seeing M. Night as well. M. Night's just kind of like our cool uncle, and like we get to see him, and it's like, hey, it's Uncle Night, and like, but he's also this genius who is such a privilege to work with, and you forget when you're like just like shooting the shit with M. Night that he's also like this incredibly acclaimed, amazing mind. And then you get on set with him and you're like, oh, I remember, you're a genius, and there's a reason why you're so fantastic. But also my castmates are geniuses as well. Like the work that they do in the show is just unbelievable, and they deserve every accolade that they're getting for it, because they're a pretty cool group of people. Pretty cool. So yeah, that was just me gushing about everybody. Say something nice about me.
Well, congratulations on season 4. It's the final season. Lauren, have you guys started filming at all? What can we expect
from season 4?
We just got sent the 4 episodes.
Yeah, I will say I just got a folder full of, as we're sitting here, I just got a folder full of scripts for season 4. So I'm sort of like, when is this junket going to be over so I can see what I have to do? But I'm sure. Yeah, no, it's pretty exciting. It's going to be the 4th and final season, so we're going to land this thing, and it's pretty exciting for us to go back to work, all be together again as a creative team for one last go around, and see how this story ends and wraps up.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I'm very excited for
you.
everyone to see season 3 and season 4, the final season. It's such a crazy thriller. So thank you guys for your time.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
M. Night Shyamalan, you're an award-winning director who's directed movies like The Sixth Sense. Congratulations on season 3 of Servant. For
Thank
those
you.
who don't know, can you briefly describe what the series is about?
Oh man, it's a family that has experienced an extreme tragedy, that they've lost their child, but the mother, played by Lauren Ambrose, doesn't remember this, and a nanny comes, and when the nanny comes, a baby appears, and the mother thinks this baby is hers, and the show is about a family unable to mourn and the mystery of who this nanny is and how did this baby come into the house.
It's truly a chilling series. What inspired you to create Servant?
Well, when I'm thinking about what to do, material comes to me and I have to connect with it in a very visceral way. And this story, as I said, about a mother who can't remember that her child died is so powerful. It's such a powerful engine. And then bringing supernatural into that household, given this situation, it had a beautiful quality of dark humor and tension that I love so much. I'm always looking for some family drama that speaks to my fears, and us not being able to protect our children is a very primal fear that we all have.
It definitely sends a powerful message. I was on the edge of my seat after every scene. How was working with Lauren Ambrose, Rupert Grint, and the rest of the cast again?
I mean, just fantastic. I mean, we think of it as a play, and you have to risk yourself and you have to commit in a play. And so I advise the directors to really go for it in their own styles. And these particular actors can do the gamut of emotions that we're asking. They're both very strong dramatic actors, but they can also do comedy, and they're very physical as well. So they have all this latitude for me to be able to use all the colors in their crayon box.
Your daughter also directed some episodes on this series as well. That's amazing. How was working on the project with her?
Just amazing. We have a fantastic relationship and a fantastic working relationship. We love cinema, and I rely on her. And we couldn't have done the show without her. She's grown up on the show. It was just the right moment, for her to take that leap. And she's a deep part of the DNA of Servant.
Servant takes place in Pennsylvania. Why did you decide to have the series take place there? Can you briefly talk about the production behind it?
I try to place most of my stories in Philadelphia. It makes it very personal. It makes it something meaningful for me. I know the DNA of this place, what that street should look like, what a couple that lives in that brownstone would do. How I know couples like that, and so it makes everything a little bit more rich, or at least I feel more confident in making decisions creatively when we set it in Philadelphia. And it automatically, when I set a show or a movie in Philadelphia, it has a kind of specificity that's different than, let's say, a story that comes up in Hollywood when they're like, okay, we'll set this story in Washington, D.C. or New York City. Setting it in Philly is just that little bit of difference that makes it stand out.
My family actually owns a food business on Spruce Street in Philadelphia, so it definitely
What?
Yeah, while watching it.
Wait, what is it? What do they own? We gotta go.
It's called Boys, Bui's Lunch Truck. 38
What?
years. We've been around for 30 years. We were on Anthony Bourdain, ABC.
What?
Yeah,
All right, we're
so
taking
definitely
the
check
crew.
it out.
We're taking the crew there. We're taking the crew there. That's it.
Yes, I mean for season 4, so you guys are filming. So
Yes, you got it.
well, thank you so much for your time. It's such a pleasure to talk to you, and happy holidays.
All right, you take care.